him. Let's get it. TrapLore Ross exposed Lil Durk for blaming it all on OTF Vonnie. Say it ain't so. Fuck nah. Hold on. All right. We finna have end the sentence, break this shit down. What's going on, partner? Let's hear.
So today was day 3 of the Lil Durk trial. And of all the things that happened today, the biggest thing was TrapLore Ross dropped a bomb. The prosecution reportedly revealed today that OTF Jam, OTF Vonnie, and Keith Jones, aka Flocka, are expected to testify against Lil Durk in his case.
Damn, nigga, those must be key suspects then too. Oh my god, man, this nigga, you better start finding some shits to be telling, nigga. Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
We already knew that.
You gotta find something.
We already knew that Vonnie was testifying.
Who the fuck is Flocka?
Crazy. But my mixtapes would say 3 people are snitching on Lil Durk. According to reporters present at Lil Durk's trial, the prosecution revealed today on day 3 that OTF Jam, Vonnie, and Keith Jones are expected to testify in his murder for hire case. Michael Blackshire, the prosecution said today that Casey Hester, who's Jam, So this is all just doing the same shit.
Hold on, let me close these. Bro, why does that always have to happen when I'm trying to get my YouTube vids? Oh, man. All right. Easy cut, easy cut. Did it work? Yeah, it did.
OTF Jam, who is expected to testify against Lil Durk, was reportedly interviewed by law enforcement 30 times.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? He bit the cheese.
A few months ago, I realized I was probably overpaying for car insurance, and it was like, then I realized
good for you, brother.
The best for you. Now, there's been a couple of things floating around that it wasn't just he was interviewed, that he cooperated in 30 cases. Like, a lot of people are, it seems like, either twisting things.
This could be good or bad. If he had interviewed a bunch of times, 30 times, they might have thought that he was doing something, but he wasn't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if he said shit, wouldn't that be closed and wrap and they follow up on his evidence and then that nigga get out or some shit? Like 1 or 2 or 3 interviews. All right, cool. 30 implies they think that he did that shit, and maybe he wasn't saying shit and they was trying to pry. Maybe he was leaving breadcrumbs like Young Thug, be like, yeah, I might have. Maybe he did that shit. That might work in his favor, but all these fucking goy brains out here, I don't know. But I see that as a sign of maybe he gave him a little bit of shit and they wanted him on something. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then they tried to pry him. This shows signs that they were prying him open for other shit. They were trying to put the heat on his ass. That's why they do 30 times. They don't need 30 interviews to get some information.
Misinterpreting things. So I'm not sure which one it is. But to be testifying in a Fed case like this one against Lil Durk, I can see them interviewing you 30 times. 30 interviews. You got to understand, when you take a proffer or a deal or whatever Jam took, right, with the feds, you have to admit to everything you've ever done in your life. So if you stole
that's a good point.
When you were 13 years old, you have to admit to that. Your first
do we know how long back these interviews went?
Party was at 15. You have to admit to that. Jam will have to admit to every single crime he's committed. And what's going to happen is
he's going to get immunity for that shit. Now he has a street sweeper clean card. This nigga finna get away with bodies. That's what's finna happen. That's a sweetheart deal for him. That nigga get to empty his chest out, nigga, and just let it all out, nigga. What? It's gonna be therapeutic. And he finna get back, nigga. Derek gave him 50. He should have gave that nigga 500, nigga. He finna get all that back. He finna do a Vlad interview. He can do an Adam 22 interview. That nigga finna go on Instagram, get the. It's over with, bro.
For all of that, as long as he can provide information on Durk. And if the feds find out that Jam forgot about the murder that he did because he just done so many of them, they're gonna charge him with that. The whole deal goes out the window because you have to admit to every single thing you've ever done in your life when you cooperate with the feds. They play a dirty game. So we all know Jam is cooperating in this situation.
This angle's bad, tell me.
History that he has with Durk
I don't think it's the best.
So powerful, because apparently Durk was using him like a motherfucker, allegedly. You know, we remember he came home, Durk gave him 50 bands. He said it was more than 50 bands. Basically had a straight killer on layaway.
That nigga had a subscription pack. Yeah, damn. That nigga paid a year's subscription pack for fucking bodies. Ain't no motherfucking way. This nigga was probably trying to motherfucking hang out with the niggas and get street cred, bro. I don't think this nigga definitely didn't get paid for all of them. Some of them shits might have been his cleanup. Some of them might have been something. I don't know, but that's wild. I don't think that sounds like an oversight. Who the fuck gives a nigga a subscription pack for bodies? Get the fuck out of here. A subscription, nigga? Hell nah.
OTF Jam was interviewed by law enforcement 30 times. You will hear from him himself. He will testify. This is about Vonnie. Vonnie will testify he was Durk's personal assistant. He was the guy who did everything. He booked the rental car. He put the fake license plate. He bought ski masks. I mean, yeah, Vonnie's gonna be another big one in this situation, because Vonnie, again, was like the right-hand man. You know what I'm saying? Vonnie was basically the mastermind in this situation, which is why we're gonna break down this title right here. Now, TrapLore Ross is playing a dangerous game, and I say that because I fuck with
out there.
Ross is the homie. You know what I'm saying? I've linked up with him in person. We've gone to eat. We've hung out. Whatever. Ross is my guy. But Ross has been showing up every day for this trial, doing amazing.
As he should. That nigga breaking it down with the accent too.
But the thing is, Ross isn't going to be treated how other people are treated, because Ross is, I don't even know the words, like what, a documentarian, a journalist, you know what I'm saying? But because we're on YouTube,
whatever, and
we're not suit and tie traditional, working for Fox or NBC or TMZ, whatever, people feel like they can come at you a different way. They don't view you as a corporate entity. They view you as you're just a YouTuber.
That's true.
Be involved in street shit. So the thing is, with Ross actually going to the courthouse and reporting on these things, you would think that he would be very careful on the information that he presents. And today he said, fuck it.
That boy got an accent.
Lil Durk is blaming Vonnie for everything. Says Von told Vonnie, "Why did you let me get shot?"
I cannot believe what Lil Durk's defense is. We have just heard.
Jesus, man. So he blamed him for Von shit too? Yo, oh my God. So Durk snitching on Vonnie and don't blame his lawyers. Durk paid for them to defend him and knows what they're going to say. They previously talked about what's the defense strategy. Let's put it all on Vonnie. Snitch on me, I'll snitch on you. So snitch plus snitch equals it's okay. Wow. Y'all got to stop letting this nigga 6ix9ine get W's, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, Trap. I know he got security out there, but nigga, his shit can get splat, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga definitely going back to the telly afterwards. So I'll watch your ass, my nigga. I ain't the one that's gonna do shit. I ain't telling niggas to go do anything. Hey, he's got to straighten out his fucking glasses, and he's got to motherfucking be careful out here. This nigga is not lying.
Make their opening statements, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely floored. You know what they're trying to do? They're blaming it all on Vonnie. Now, I don't know if people are gonna go as far as to say that he's telling on Vonnie, but he basically is blaming everything on Vonnie.
They are absolutely going to be saying that, and that's all they've been saying all day.
Basically making this whole case, they showed the entire opening statement, right? Bear in mind that the prosecution, they showed various pictures, videos, still images of multiple attempts on Quando's life, the actual murder of Lil Pab, footage of that, footage from Durk's music videos, footage from apparently still images of them when they tried to kill Quando in Waycross, Georgia. It was a whole presentation. When the defense were up there, they basically showed only a couple pictures, and the one picture they showed the whole time was just a picture of Vonnie with King Von. They said it's all Vonnie. Vonnie was King Von's cousin. They said his nickname was Cuz because he was King Von's cousin. His whole identity was based around the fact that he was King Von's cousin, and he was the only one pushing the slide for Von. They're all literally directly pointing the finger at Vonnie, saying Vonnie did it. Vonnie's admitting to the government that he did it. He's turned snitch to try and save himself.
I don't know if you could say that, because I know this nigga Durk was tight about that shit. He's had a text message about that shit. That nigga definitely was talking about it in the song, nigga. Hey, you can say that, man, but that's wild that nigga was his cousin, his whole name based off of that shit. I mean, it is what it is, but bruh. That's not what's up for fucking play right now. It's did he pay for that?
Had nothing to do with it. They're saying that Vonnie had the most to gain by sliding for Von. They're saying that Vonnie was the guy that was driving the Hellcat away from the scene when King Von got shot. They're saying Vonnie tried to speed King Von to the hospital the day that he died. They down there said Vonnie was holding King Von in his arms, telling him he loved him before he took him to the hospital the last time they ever spoke. They basically said that it was Vonnie that has the motivation to slide. It was all Vonnie's idea. Vonnie was organizing everything. Vonnie got the guns. Vonnie got the cars. Vonnie got the sliders. Vonnie got the killers. He did everything.
Damn.
And Durk did nothing. They're blaming it all on Vonnie. I couldn't believe it. Now look, I'm not sure what people are going to categorize this as. I mean, is it telling if somebody is already cooperating with the state against you? Is there such thing as reverse telling? Can you tell back if somebody works with the state and tells on you? Can you tell back? But basically, Durk and his team are making it very clear it was all Vonnie. He's saying it's all Vonnie.
Okay.
Damn.
My boy Ross said, "Fuck it. I'm sending it." Right. That's a lot of information to process. He's got the whole internet on fire right now. Ross knows how to do what he do, and he do it very well.
Yeah, he does.
To hear that Vonnie, because he was an actual relative of Von, he had the biggest reason for wanting to get back. To hear that Vonnie was the driver of the Hellcat when they drove Von to the hospital, that he held Von and was telling him, "I love you." That Von's actual last words, "Why did you let me get shot?"
Why did you let me get shot?
Remember, they had mad guns that night when Von got.
That shit was just the craziest shit, bro. Why the fuck did that nigga get shot? I thought it was the cops that shot his ass or some shit, nigga. What the fuck? Shot that killed him because he had other bullets coming in, so.
Killed. But they put them all in a car so they could go in the club. So Von might have been thinking, oh, my homies got mad shit on them. If somebody pulls out, they gon', you know what I mean? And Von got hit. And I remember Von's ex was trying to talk about what his last words really were, whatever. And then there was the whole rumor that he woke up looking for his gun, and I guess all that's been proven false. They literally just came out with the body cam of Von getting wheeled into the hospital. I might actually have to break that down in another video or another stream. Now that we streaming, but to hear all of this, and
I saw the video. It wasn't shit. That nigga just got carted out. Ain't nothing.
TrapLore Ross is flat out saying Durk is blaming Vonnie. Durk is saying Vonnie's the one that came up with all this shit. Durk is saying Vonnie's the one that had all the reason to do this shit.
His team, which is Durk.
This isn't a little accusation. This is some shit I would do. Exposing a rapper, or, you know what I'm saying? Like this got 1090 Jake written all over it, but 1090 Ross is fucking it up, and he's doing it live in person, live and direct. Now we looking at the comments. Adam 22 would say, "Wow." China Brim would say, "Put it in the comment section." 6ix9ine would say, "So Durk snitching on Vonnie, and don't blame his lawyers. Durk paid for them to defend him and knows what they're going to say. They previously talked about what's the defense strategy. Let's put it all on Vonnie. Snitch on me, I'll snitch on you. So snitch plus snitch."
That is the thing. I saw academics talk about this, and he was, like, Durk should definitely pay for the motherfuckers. He did for a few, but all of them. Because when those lawyers work together, they say, okay, we're going to say this. And you look at the other ones, say, what are you going to say for this client? And then you can wrap your stuff around how you can see how everybody's going to be lining up. And if they're snitching, you'll be able to see that shit too. That's the key to it. So, like, damn, this nigga finessed the finesser. Damn, hold on.
Okay, someone else would say, so Durk telling that he didn't slide for Von. Sheesh. This the guy y'all look up to? Somebody else would say, how is that telling? Vonnie already pled guilty and he's snitching on Durk. Now, even FBG Duck's mom would jump in.
That's messy.
So if Durk wasn't there, how do they know what Von's last words was? Yeah, he might beat this, but then again, TZ lawyers said the same thing about Duck, and they opening statements like, why would he drop Duck's low? And they from the same hood and grew up together. I was like, yeah, his ass cooked, because they're gonna prove that's a lie. The only comment that really stands out to me, I mean, obviously 6ix9ine is insane. But somebody said, how is that telling? Vonnie already pled guilty and he's snitching on Durk. So from my understanding, Vonnie got immunity in this, right?
Already.
Nothing that happens is going to affect him any worse than it already is.
So in this sense, they can take most of his years off. This nigga might get second-degree manslaughter and do like 20 years.
Get out of jail free card. I don't know how much time he's going to get. But he is fully fucking cooperating. So the whole thing is, well, if he's already good, because he made a deal with the feds, and whatever happens to him or whatever happens after can't affect him, how could Durk saying anything against him
lighting is good? Lighting is good.
Right? But that's like court shit, right? Street shit is going to be like, can you fire back like that? You know what I'm saying? Can you be like, nah, it wasn't me, it was him? Because
Durk. Yeah, I think, yeah. I don't think he's necessarily snitching. He is snitching though. I can't even say he's not. He's just kind of like, well, that nigga did it. But he had already admitted to it. So the fact remains, if they're still trying to go after him whenever somebody else admitted for it, that would imply Vonnie said, I got paid by Durk. I wouldn't have done this without Durk. I couldn't do it without Durk. That's the only thing he can say, especially if you already admitted to it. How can you charge somebody for murder if somebody else said I did the murder? It's not that he did it. It's why, the motive. And if they can prove that it was for that money, that's tough. But him being a cousin, him lining it up, him setting it up, him doing this, him hiring it, that kind of falls mute whenever the fuck we can hear in the song niggas is doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no song should have came out then. You know what I'm saying? That was the time to do that. Oh my life. Like, that shit is not, no. Like, niggas was talking that shit. Niggas was bumping their gums, which is, I mean, if you know, you had honcho, you can't even move like that. Like, you gotta send a nigga off like that. So, I mean, come on now. People in business exec positions have to do this shit. They know what the fuck's up.
Real here. If dude is admitting to all the shit he did and then being like, yeah, I did it for Durk, and Durk is like, all that shit he admitted to, that's him on his own. I didn't direct that shit. That's different. But I think the wordplay in this situation is the biggest factor, because TrapLore Ross came out and said Durk is blaming it on Vonnie. And it's a whole nother ball game if it's like, again, the wordplay, how you break this down. In my opinion, it's a whole nother ball game. That's pretty
like,
look,
cut and dry.
Client is stating that whatever the fuck this dude admitted to, my client didn't tell him to do it. That motherfucker did that shit on his own. If it was said like that, that ain't snitching. But if Durk and that motherfucker like, bitch, he did it. He did that. I was there. I seen it. That's a whole nother fucking ball.
That's snitching.
Telling me that's
yeah. Okay, I see what he's saying. Nah. I think they're arguing logic.
That's what said he was saying about Ross was true too. 6ix9ine funny as fuck. I'll never understand people defending Vaughn. We need the paperwork. Facts. Dade County Reptiles. We need the paperwork. We need the transcripts, because the court transcripts is going to tell us the exact verbiage, and then we can go ahead and make a decision.
Then nigga Ack had that shit
King
too.
Von's
Tap
last
in.
words to OTF Vonnie before he died were, why did you let me get shot? According to Lil Durk's defense team. And this is a whole, I don't know who wrote this or where this like screenshot came from, but Lil Durk's defense team reportedly claimed in court that Vonnie was present when King Von was shot, as the two were cousins who were extremely close, reportedly living together and even sharing a bank account. Why would you share a bank account? Unless it's like, oh, if I get locked up, you get me out type shit. Defense opening statements. The defense argued Banks was not the leader.
Every day.
They said the evidence will show he wanted to uplift others and provide opportunities. They told the jury that the history leading up to the murder goes long before the prosecution wants the jury to know, highlighting that Kavon Grant and Davon Bennett, nicknamed Von, King Von, were cousins and extremely close. They detailed that Grant managed King Von's finances, lived with him, and the two even shared a bank account. Defense reiterated multiple times the two were close as could be, and said Grant was there when his cousin was shot in 2020. The defense said one of King Von's final words to Grant was, "Why did you let me get shot?" They agreed with the prosecution that this murder was driven by a need for revenge.
That is, he wasn't the only nigga there though. You know what I'm saying? He's only the nigga there at that time though. So he could have been like, man, there's 20 other niggas there. They didn't have that shit there. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess he can argue that, but that is kind of crazy. I don't know if that's a motive, but that could be fuel for it.
Durk's legal team agreed with the prosecution that this murder was driven by a need for revenge. Interesting. But said Grant enacted that revenge, not Banks. Damn. Okay, so they flat out said he did it. They stated the text and messages the prosecution would show as evidence was taken out of context. They highlighted that Banks was not a leader. They further said people did not even listen to him. The defense stated that Banks was a successful, well-known face, which is why
this nigga said, hey, yo, what the fuck? Nah, what the fuck? Oh my God. They stated the text messages and prosecution showed the evidence was taken out. They highlighted that Banks was not a leader. They further said people did not even listen to him.
The prosecution was looking to
That's wild.
When Grant was approached as a search warrant was being executed at his home, the defense stated a light bulb came on. They said Grant told officials whose credit card was used, alleging Grant knowingly used the company card and turned it on Banks when he was pressed. Damn. So he was snitching immediately. The defense said it is confident it will prove to the grand jury that Grant was the mind behind the operation. And if he's as much of a mastermind as they're alleging, of course he would want to put it on Durk's card. Because if it ever falls back, that's his excuse. Who paid for it? I didn't pay for it. He paid for it. But realistically, multi-millionaire rapper Lil Durk, you think he's paying for his own flights? No, his assistant's gonna do that. His assistant's gonna do it on whoever's card, but that's not something that he's gonna do, right? He's too big for that. Why the fuck? That's like ordering an Uber. You think Durk's ordering the Uber off of his account? Fuck no. Somebody with him is gonna do that. So it sounds like Vonnie, in the back of his little head, this little head right here, it sounds like
this nigga looks omnipotent. Look at this nigga. Look at them eyeballs, my niggas. Conspicuous ass nigga.
At least that's what it sounds like to me. Now 6ix9ine reacts to Lil Durk
this nigga,
on
man.
OTF Vonnie. So Durk snitching. This is obviously, we read this already. But 6ix9ine will post his story. So Durk snitching on Vonnie and don't blame his lawyers. Durk paid for them to defend him and knows what they are going to say. They previously talked about what's the defense strategy. Let's put it all on Vonnie. This is a fact. There's no way in fuck that Durk's lawyers didn't tell him what they plan on doing. There's no way they didn't say, look, this is going to be the best way we go about this.
Yeah, no shit. They already fucking looked at the evidence. They got discovery. This motherfucker's charged with murder, blah, 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 blah. He got an immunity deal. Okay, obviously it was for that shit. Why? But they're trying to prove motive. So they're going to definitely still have an argument. But for the defense, that's good because now they can put majority of that charge off of them. I'd say 20 years is still on the table. 10, 15, 20, that's still on the table.
Regardless of who came up with the shit, whether Durk came up with it or the lawyers came up with it, they had to agree. This is the best route we're going to take, and we're going to go about it this way. So the whole thing is like, oh, you can't say nothing. You got to let your lawyer speak for you, whatever, whatever. I mean, you're literally telling the lawyers what to say. You know what I'm saying? And when you paying as much as he's paying for lawyers, they're not really going to make a move that they feel like is going to be bad for you. They're going to come up with the best move, and they're going to tell you, look, this is the best move.
Nigga, we got Brian stealing that bitch and that other nigga. Come on, bro.
This is what they agreed with.
Big Brian on deck.
Somebody said, nah, he pulling a New Jack City Nino Brown. He just using his lawyer. It was him, Your Honor. He's the leader of OTF. Only the feds. That's crazy. Only the feds. When y'all call Gucci a rat, y'all ain't say nothing about lawyer or defense team. Well, because Gucci's lawyer wasn't involved. Gucci sat down with the police himself and blamed everybody. So that comment is really relevant, in my opinion.
True.
Now, the first person to fire back at TrapLore Ross would be Mo. I think his name's Mo.
This motherfucker's supposed to be farming like Trap, but he's not. This nigga's lazy. He looks like he be doing a little bit of that shit.
Ganget, something like that. And Mo has put himself in a lot of hip-hop cases, right? He even got brought into when I was speaking on Boston Richie. And in my personal belief, this isn't, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, it's alleged. I believe he was paid by Boston Richie's team to speak on his behalf, because he was like, oh, I looked through the paperwork, he didn't snitch, and then I dropped the interrogation video, and then I hit him up. I actually got his phone number from somebody else that I know, and I told him I'll deliver you the paperwork personally so we can go over it together. He was like, no, that isn't necessary. Don't get me wrong though, I like some of his content. I don't think he's a criminal lawyer. I believe he's a
Jake out here,
like a worker.
Willie in the scene.
Like you slip and fall at work, like he'll do something on your behalf type shit. But he be pulling up to commenting on at least famous cases. Now he has
he does
to the Lil Durk trial. I don't know if he was there from day one as TrapLore Ross was, but he's been going and he fired back at Ross immediately.
This headline and this tweet from Ross, I gotta talk to Ross. This is not a story. Durk did not just blame everything on Vonnie. What the fuck? Vonnie got picked up by cops, admitted to everything, admitted to getting the cars, arranging the flights, admitted to getting the guns, buying the ski masks, admitted to getting Sprinter vans and taking everybody around. And then he said, I did all of it while facing life in prison. I did all of it because Durk Banks paid me to do it. And now Durk Banks is in court saying, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And to put out a headline that says, oh, Durk just blamed everything on Vonnie, what the fuck? No. Putting that out, what the fuck? So this headline and this tweet from Ross, I got...
Okay. Let's see the comments. Vonnie admitted
he's behind. He must not be in there.
Durk's defense is saying he did it all by himself in his own accord. How can you tell on a guy who pled guilty to all charges? Okay. TrapLore Ross.
No shit. That nigga admitted it.
It's a video game. Go back to the UK playing goofy games, bro. You're playing with a name and career.
Chat. These niggas is weird.
TrapLore Ross is obsessed with gang culture. He makes compelling documentaries, but for him to be from his amount of attention to these topics is kind of alarming. Okay, I mean, it sounds like a
He's doing his fucking job. Get off his dick.
Don't like Ross in this.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But we got Bradford Cohen, right? Who has famously represented Kodak Black, Pooh Shiesty.
Diddy, wasn't he?
And
yeah,
he also
Diddy fired his ass.
Instagram to respond to this.
Okay, let's talk about Lil Durk update. Here's what's interesting about this case is the headlines today are Durk snitches on Vonnie, which me personally, I'm sure there's a lot of snitch experts out there. I've been doing this for 30 years, so I think I know a snitch or two. Did you like that, Jack?
Okay.
Snitch around and find out. Long story short is, what they're saying is Durk is essentially blaming everything on Vonnie. He's essentially snitching on the snitch, which to me doesn't make any sense. This guy Vonnie went in, I guess he was Durk's right-hand man. He went in and spilled his guts, said that he bought tickets, he drove around with these guys, took pictures with them, showed them where to go, bought the guns, all these other allegations that he admitted to. But he says, but Durk made me do it. And Durk and trial is saying, hey, I don't know what this guy's talking about. He takes the blame for all this stuff because rightfully so, that's what he did. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Durk is just simply saying, I don't know what he's talking about. They're going to need to prove those payments.
I didn't pay anybody. I didn't tell him to do that. That was none of my business.
That boy Brian Steele working at Magic.
In my book, that's not a snitch.
Jesus.
But, like I said, there's going to be experts out there, non-lawyers, jailhouse lawyers, all these guys that are going to say, this is what constitutes a snitch and this isn't what a snitch is. Listen, this is going to be an interesting case. This is day one, really, of real deal evidence. We're going to start seeing more and more every day, and I'll keep up with it.
Day one, ladies and gentlemen.
The snitch experts can weigh in, and I am sure there are plenty, but in my opinion, is the defense is saying whatever Vonnie did, Durk didn't know anything about it. That to me isn't snitching. Vomit has admitted his involvement. He is going to get the beating of a lifetime on the stand, and we will see how this goes. Nino Bree, shout out to Roy for St. Pete. He said, dog taking the weight off. Nazir would say, not snitching, it's removing yourself from the allegations. It's, dude, you confess, don't add me into your mess to get less time. Not snitching. Now, I'm definitely interested in y'all's opinion on this, because again, if dude admitted to all the shit that he did, and on top of that, they told him after you admit and you testify, nothing can be, you can't get.
But he probably said, I only did it because of fucking Durk. That's the key. So without Durk, would this happen? Would he be able to afford it? Would he have a good enough motive? Being a cousin? Yeah. Being poor as fuck? Talking about it in text messages? He didn't make Durk do that. So prosecution's going to have to come with text messages from Durk. They're going to have to come with lyrics. They're going to have to come with a payment. That's enough. Those three things is enough.
More than you already are. So nothing Durk says. If Durk is like, oh, Vonnie killed somebody over here and I'll tell you all about it, Vonnie's already good. He can't get any punishment from anything.
Exactly. So he chilling.
It kind of seems like Durk has the ability to fire back like this and be like, yo, he admitted all that shit. That's him. I didn't do none of that shit. And, maybe I can kind of sympathize with the situation because I had a situation when I was in prison. I just woke up. I wake up on my bunk like this. I'm fucking wiping my face and boom, I get fired up with a piece of asphalt from the basketball court inside of a sock by this little fucking Zoe, right? Little skinny, short fucking Zoe. And then as soon as I get hit, he runs over to the CO booth. And they're in there watching there's two COs looking like this, watching this whole shit go, bomb, I get hit, he runs off, I look, and he's over in the CO booth, right? And I get up, because I want to jump on top of this kid, and everybody's like, nah, sit down, you good, bro, you good. So he's already outside the CO's door, they come out, grab him in 2 seconds, put him in cuffs. The CO comes up to me, he's like, yo, let me see your head, because I got fucking asphalt, my head's big, so he cracked the fucking rock, and the shit blew everywhere, right? So there's little crumbs and shit. So I turn, he's like, all right, you good there, let me see the other side. I turn, he sees a hole in my head, so he's like, yo, I gotta take you in. So I'm like, fuck, whatever, right? So come to find out,
Jesus, man,
immediately.
That's crazy. What's up, Emma?
A physical fight, right?
Oh, Lee.
That was a lie. I never did anything to the kid. I didn't hit him. I didn't try to hit him. I didn't attempt to hit him. Nothing. And how the COs
what they said then
was that me and him exchanged in combat with weapons. They said that either I had a rock or he had the rock, and then there was a lock and a sock in the mix.
That's just less work for them, brother.
The COs
Damn, they cooked them.
He said we got into a physical fight. That was a lie.
I'm doing amazing, Emma.
He already admitted to what he did by saying that. We go to DR court.
How you doing?
Get DRs, assault on an inmate, possession of a weapon.
Say hi to YouTube.
60 days in confinement apiece. So I'm already facing 120. We're talking about 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. This is months in confinement, right? We go to DR court. We get found guilty. I'm found guilty. I didn't do a fuck thing. I get a copy of the DR, which has his name, which states everything that they said happened, whatever. I write a grievance. In Florida State Prison, a grievance is an appeal. An appeal, right? So
Damn.
I appealed it, saying, look, this ain't what the fuck happened. I got popped. He fucking hit me. They watched this shit happen, and then they lied and said that I did some other shit that I didn't do. So would that be similar to this situation? Because Durk is saying, look, he's saying he did this shit.
No, it's not similar.
That ain't snitching. Because he can't get punished anymore because he already admitted to his shit. Same.
The prosecution still using that, because it'd be case closed, infers they have evidence that Durk either paid, incentivized, backed it up. They're gonna come with lyrics. We're gonna have to see the next moves. Was it day one? Okay, we're gonna have to see.
Found guilty. He ain't appealing it. He wanted to go to confinement. He crashed me in front of the COs to check in and not be in the dorm. And everyone's like, "Oh, you were scared to hit the compound, homie." The appeal was to get back on the compound. I ended up getting like over 200 something days of confinement. But that's the way I'm looking at the situation. If dude already admitted to everything, and he's saying, "Oh, Durk's the one that made me do it," and Durk's just like, "No, yeah. I didn't do that with you." I don't think that's snitching. That's why I say the wordplay on this is important, because you can't just say anything. You can't just, Durk is completely blaming this and da 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 da. You got to be a little bit more descriptive, right? I know
academics gonna have that breakdown for your boy.
We have academics, and Ac is breaking down. Lil Durk couldn't,
like I said, Chad,
since Vonnie signed an immunity deal and already pled guilty.
Oh, we're still recording? All right, let's go.
So that's going to be a street issue, and that's what 6ix9ine was trying to jump in on. For me, I look at it in a court setting. It's called alternate theory. You're basically saying, hey, this guy's telling on me, and he's trying to say I'm the kingpin because I'm rich and famous.
And look at this picture. This is what's crazy. I included this in one of my other videos that I did, but this is when they all went to Icebox and were shopping. And Vonnie was like checking out their jewelry before they bought it. And he was haggling with the prices, and he's really acting like he cares about them. And the whole time, Von's last words were, "Why'd you let me get shot?" Basically died in his arms. And now he's testifying against Durk, putting him away, or trying to.
Fuck, bro.
It's just crazy how things can play out.
Bring us back, brother.
Now, here's the thing about Tell It. No matter what Durk's statements are, Vonnie can't get charged because he signed an immunity deal. Just like how Jam signed an immunity deal. They have admitted to what they claim they've done. And
so what if Durk tells on some shit that Vonnie did? Damn, that might be the only way. He might have to tell some shit that Vonnie did that the prosecution might not know about. And then he gonna be a snitch, and damn, they got him working up a fucking hill. Damn.
No matter what Durk's defense is, they can't say, "Oh, Durk, you know what? You're right. Actually, Vonnie, fuck your deal. You're going back on well, actually, he pled guilty already." The thing with the feds, this is different from state. You don't get sentenced until the government uses you like a cheap whore. You don't get your sentence. So the idea with Vonnie is that Vonnie not only has to
come
testify here, he probably has to at least definitely Jam. He has to wait until all of Durk cases is solved before he gets out or gets a sentence. Obviously, he's doing time served now anyway. So that's
a crazy part about this too, right?
Yeah.
None of these guys are good until Durk is bad. What I mean by that is none of these guys are good until Durk gets punished. That's basically the thing.
Incentivized, like, why would they be good if he isn't? Their deal would be non and void. They have to get used. That's part of the deal. What the fuck, you just gonna get a deal? Like, all right, well, that was a cool story. Fuck, you just got immunity for fucking murder, my nigga. You're gonna need to have somebody step in your place. So of course they're not gonna fucking do anything. They have to do something. They can't do shit until they get somebody.
If they
or deals off the table,
which is putting away Durk, these dudes ain't good. There's no recanting this shit. There's no coming back off this shit. Trying to say,
you hear me? I'm on it.
They gotta essentially bury Durk in prison, or everything falls apart for them.
Damn, Durk.
Now Ross,
that shit crazy.
Has been going crazy, right? He posted an hour ago. Durk's hitman might have cooked him. He posted an hour ago, confronted by Free Durk fans outside of court, and he posted 7 hours ago. Lil Durk is blaming Vonnie for everything. So let's just see what he said in this before we jump to the more recent ones, because Duty Low pulled up. Seti Nash pulled up. They were outside. And like I said, TrapLore Ross dropped a bomb on Durk.
Right, folks, so I'm here outside the courthouse, just got out of day 3 of the Lil Durk trial. There's a lot going on, it's really hectic today, so I'm just gonna have to give you a really quick, short update and summary of some of the things that have just happened, and I'll be back with a longer breakdown for you guys. I've got so many notes, I'm barely even gonna be able to get through everything, so I'm just gonna try and remember everything major off the top of my head and just give you the basic facts, but everything's absolutely insane right now. We've had an opening statement.
You can tell the gears in his head are firing off crazy right now.
You ain't lying.
I can't even imagine being on the spot like that, and you gotta really like...
And he outside, he gotta look over his head a little bit. Come on, man.
Situation, because what he said well, he did double down and say the same damn thing on YouTube with this YouTube title, but you gotta understand, bro was trying to remember this shit and get the content out to y'all, so you can't really crucify him when he's just trying to do his job.
I'm gonna tap in too.
They put forward a very, very compelling case against Lil Durk. They showed unseen evidence. They teased evidence that was coming later, and they showed more evidence later on. But they've got still images of the night King Von died, the attempt on Quando's life in May 2021 in Blackshear, Georgia. Obviously, new angles that we've never seen before of the Lil Pab murder in Hollywood, and it's overwhelming. They made it very clear that Lil Durk had hitmen like OTF Jam, who has caught bodies for the BDs before, and that they will be testifying and supporting the government in what they're saying against Durk. They said that they got Vonnie, the guy that basically organized everything. He's going to be testifying against Lil Durk.
It's a wrap. I ain't gonna lie. It might be a wrap.
Who was part of the operation, who is going to be testifying. Now that was devastating. This is the cliff notes. I'm going to give you the full breakdown of everything later on today.
Again, just hearing the basics of what they have is like, damn, because they got a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And
that boy's gonna be fired.
It's not good.
All right, so I'm back. I'm outside the courthouse. All right, there's been all sorts going on. I'm going to do a quick update here, and then what I'm going to do is go and do a full update from my desk.
Man, my boy Ross looked like a preacher.
This nigga is out here fucking moving different.
Look at his little badge he got too. Yeah.
My nigga out here moving different. This nigga flew from Great Britain all the way over here to fucking indulge. Oh my god, shit. He trapping though. That nigga trapping content. Hey, I gotta tap in on his channel. Nah, yeah, this nigga's trying to get on the map with this shit though.
They're gonna think he the feds with that though.
Nah, facts.
I'm just gonna sweat to death out here if I do the whole thing. So I'm just gonna give you guys like a brief update of kind of the second half, everything that happened in the second half. And I'll be honest, there's probably gonna be a few things that I missed. All right, there were a few things that I basically.
Yeah, I'm telling you, said better be on a swivel, nigga. Somebody might scoop his ass up.
Job of managing
boy.
People doing a whole lot of crazy stuff, but for some reason they kept all the accredited media outside the courtroom for like 25 minutes. I don't know if it's because Machine Gun
Kelly Durk trial.
He was.
Jesus.
Yeah, I heard Machine Gun Kelly had pulled up. G Herbo pulled up. Duty Low pulled up.
Okay.
Big names. Okay. And that's dope. The support is dope to see.
Do y'all think?
Obviously, it's good that Quando and none of them pulled up because that would have been a whole fucking fiasco. But you know, there's some big names pulling up.
That's bold.
For Durk, and I'm sure he's in high spirits knowing that. You know what I mean?
Seemingly getting priority over the media, which was weird.
I can't say what's gonna happen, but I mean, we saw with Thug. I thought Thug ass was fucking fried. They killed a cop. That shit was inadmissible. They took it off a phone. Blah blah blah. These niggas out right now, like, and that was Brian Steele too. So I mean, shit. Brian on the case now too. Man, that'd be sick if we got to see it.
But a lot of the media missed 20 minutes of testimony. Is that like? That BMW M5, it had a tracker in it, and what was really interesting was Vonnie had been sliding around in this BMW M5 right before the murder had happened. He'd been driving it around, he'd been parking it at Durk's California crib in Encino. They had a GPS tracker that tracked that kind of, what's it called? It tracked.
That's another thing that came out, was that the car that they rented, not only was Durk following the rental company, I wonder if the rental company even still has that car. Like, hey, can I rent the car that they killed Lil Pab in? You know, Durk them. Can I rent that? Can I rent that BMW just to take some pictures with it?
They ain't got that shit.
But apparently, after they committed the murder, they drove that same car to Durk's crib, and the GPS
dumbass niggas
tracked their movements and essentially.
That doesn't matter, but it'll line up with text messages though. If they're asking, hey, we're pulling back up. Hey, where's the cash at? Boom, 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 boom.
Like, you can't do no shit in some shit that was made after like 2012. You gotta rent something from fucking 95 if you're gonna be doing shit like this, apparently, because the new cars, all they do is just track the.
It doesn't have to be new. You can just put a fucking tracker in it yourself. That doesn't have to be 2012, nigga. That shit happened. Shit, I could track a 2007 Dodge Ram, bro.
Fuck out of you. Oh my! And give up everything that you did. But Durk's final video that came out, what, like an hour ago or something? 7 minutes ago. 7 minutes ago? Damn, did I click the wrong one? I thought there was something else. Where's Hitman? No, this is the one. No. This is the video I meant to click.
All right, so I'm back. I'm outside the courthouse. All right, there's been all sorts.
Man, that boy Ross getting a bag. I seen somebody in the comments say it. Yeah, facts. He's dropping back to back to back to back.
What's going on? I'm going to do a quick update here, and then what I'm going to... I don't know if it's because Machine Gun Kelly had come through. He was seemingly getting priority over...
Okay, no, this is the same one that we had clicked. Regardless, right? There's one thing that I do want to show y'all that recently took place. And I think that this is a big deal, in my opinion. And this is from 2 days ago. YouTuber TrapLore Ross gets confronted outside the courthouse where Lil Durk's trial is taking place. When you
anybody worried about that shit?
Job.
When you gonna stop doing the police job, bro?
Nah, bro, you be doing police.
You said never, nigga.
Nah,
never.
You be doing police work. Not for though.
Now, we can actually see Mo from 2 days ago saying Ross goes to federal court with security with him. It's great. And to me, that just sounds like hating. Like, why wouldn't he go?
Yeah,
with him, knowing the topic.
No shit, bro.
How big he is, you know, publicly. On Instagram, Mo is bigger than Ross, but in all actuality, Ross is way more famous. And he's covered some crazy cases. So I don't see why he's shaming him for having security when almost all of these rappers have security.
That nigga don't know how to package content. That nigga like he on that.
Jumps on him and he's like, you shouldn't.
Oh, I'm from Illinois.
And this is the guy that actually
over here right next to St. Louis.
Ross with his meta glasses.
But you gotta stop talking about people murder trials like that, bro. That shit fucked up. Free
Isn't this nigga security?
At least. Free Smirk.
He sounded like he got.
Yeah, he finally did something.
Like people know who to try. Ross isn't giving that shit
cheap ass fucking
right?
security.
Else, they're like, shut the fuck up. What are you gonna do? And then smack the metas off of him. The first thing he would have did was run inside of that federal courthouse and tell his damn self. So I don't like when people pick faces, and I don't like when people act like they're.
They trying them though.
If we're gonna
they
keep
trying them.
This is dude's page. And he does like pranks. Like he walks up on people in stores and this, and I'm pretty sure this is him right here. He's not, you know what I'm saying? I prank, react, and share my life through lenses, daily laughs, safe jokes. So this isn't, everybody try to make it seem like Trap got ran down on or something. It was nothing like that. But at the same time, people know who to try with certain situations. And if you come at them with certain energy, they instantly fold. And that's why you can't let people like that take you out of your position. Let Ross do his job. You do yours. You record people and do all type of weird ass shit. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, Emma, I'm from Illinois. Where you from, Emma?
Out there. Don't let anybody make you feel like you can't have security because you're doing a dangerous job. At
That's
the end of the day. And matter of fact, we didn't even throw up the video of him running into OTF.
Yeah, show that shit. That nigga said it's not about to be a fade, right?
Confronted by Free Durk fans outside of court.
Yeah, I'm gonna just hold on to this. I'm gonna go speak to Duty. We'll vlog it. Just film, yeah. All right, so I've been invited by Duty Low. I never met Duty Low. Last I heard, Duty Low was trying to fight me. So this is definitely gonna be an interesting one.
This nigga, hey, he pulled up.
Courtroom, that'd be some shit. I'd be mad as fuck. I might fly over there. Yeah, I got my dog fucked up.
He ain't have shit happen to him, nigga. That's a death sentence.
I'm seeing the whole Free Durk crew outside, and I feel like.
Man, I've been streaming on and off for a minute. It's about to be consistent though. I'm about to be streaming every day, at least for one to maybe 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah, for sure.
Just got back on the content.
Promoting his own shit.
Duty Low.
Hey, what's up, man? No, be fair. I'm gonna be fair and honest. I'm gonna be fair. Good to meet you, though, man.
That wasn't something that, you know, was in the air at one point.
Oh, I got 100,000 now. We got bigger stuff to work on, man. You know, we got bigger, more important things.
Just make sure you do the correct shit, man.
I'm trying to be fair and real honest.
No, don't try to be fair. Be fair.
I'm gonna be fair and honest. I'm gonna be fair. Good to meet you, man.
Don't do that. It's no try. But when you do your research,
bald head.
Give him this goddamn shirt. Who the fuck?
Bruh, just take that shit and put it in a bag, my nigga.
Hey, what's good?
Damn.
Hey, what you saying, Seti? I just met Duty Low for the first time. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling about everything going on?
I know everybody.
Yeah, you know everybody, man. You know all the lawyers.
Yeah, so got all my money coming in.
If I get
I think if Seti was there with him, he might. Honestly, I wouldn't mind to see that duo. I think that'd be good.
When you in LA as far as coming out, ain't nobody gonna do shit. I may not like what you say.
Hey, I feel like I'm saying they saw me getting pressed. They thought like it was over with me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's trolling. They just, they gonna voice their opinions. You giving them.
They're trying to spook my boy.
Go to South Central. That's being impressed. That's being impressed. Somebody come that face, ask you where hood you from.
What is this? Victims Anonymous? No, I'm impressed for real. Put the camera on me. Fuck.
He ain't tripping. No, that nigga been there for a few days.
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. That's why I told you. Louisville. All right.
Hey, I heard I'm gonna get pressed on my tie. What do you think?
Man, Ross good out there, bro. Ross
yeah, he chilling. He
the
chilling.
only
He chilling.
thing is
He
I just want to
chilling.
make sure he stays good because
Man, ain't nobody finna do nothing to him though. But man, Durk better get on his shit, nigga. We finna have to go to Trap page, bro. But yeah, this was a good one, man. We got to get a little better update. I wanted to give it time to marinate, but it looks like Trap has been on it. If you want to make some stuff for me, that's cool. But in the sentence, that was a good one. We finna have to get an update. I'm gonna let Trap do his shit. We're gonna update on Durk tomorrow. But that's crazy. Durk might be cooked.